What's good, H0rr0rr? This is your boy Horror Gamer back with another video for you, and I'm super excited to be making this video because today's video is another one of my Horror Gamer's top 5. And as you can tell by the title below, this one is Horror Gamer's top 5 all-time favorite top 5 found footage films. So, as you know, your boy Horror Gamer loves his found footage. I love found footage films. They're like my favorite, one of my favorite genres, and there's some that are really good and there's some that are dog crap, but I went ahead and I assembled my top 5 favorite of all time. Of all the ones I watched, these 5 are my favorites of all time. So, without further ado, I know the suspense is killing you and I'm super excited to show you guys, so let's just jump right into it. Okay, number 5. I'm going to have to go with George A. Romero's Diary of the Dead. This movie was fun. This was my favorite genre, which is zombies in found footage form. So it's two of my favorite genres merged together, and it was one of George Romero's last movies, and it was good. Like, it was the way they had it filmed. There was a college student making a movie, and then the zombie apocalypse happens, and it's basically him filming their survival, and he wants to share it with the world. Like, he doesn't stop recording. He becomes so obsessed with recording that ultimately ends up killing him, because he basically records his own death because he gets attacked by a zombie. But the gore sequences in this are amazing. Samuel, the Amish guy, is epic, bro. Like, he doesn't say shit, but he fucks shit up. And let me tell you something. His death scene was probably one of the best death scenes I've ever seen. So I'm not going to spoil it, but definitely, if you get a chance, check out George A. Romero's Diary of the Dead. It's classic Romero with the found footage feel. It is such a good movie. Alright. Number 4. This movie I saw in theaters, and it kind of freaked me out a little bit because it mixed like teen horror with supernatural horror, and I did a review on this this movie years back. You can actually find it in my playlist, my horror gamer reviews playlist, and that movie is Unfriended. So basically, this isn't your typical found footage film. This movie is filmed with cameras on computers because they're doing a AOL chat room, video chat or whatever, and throughout the night things just go horribly wrong for these guys because they're being haunted by the ghost of a girl that they brutally embarrassed. Like, there's no coming back from the amount of embarrassment that they did to this girl, and so her ghost is basically haunting them, making them kill themselves. And at the end, they do this countdown because these are a bunch of liars and pieces of shit, and she's trying to get them to tell the truth. And then when she finally does, she's having a conversation with the final girl in here, and then she closes it and she pops up and fucking, you see her, the ghost of the girl, one quick time before the movie shuts off. They did make a sequel to it, not as good. I'll end up getting that at some point, but I'm waiting until it drops way below price that they want it right now, because the second one was nowhere near as good. I do apologize for the light. My light for some reason isn't working right. It keeps shutting off. But yeah, Unfriended, the first one, is my number 4 favorite of all time. Number 3 is actually a newer one that I had just reviewed recently. And that, my friends, is the Fear footage. This movie shocked the shit out of me, man. I'm telling you. This movie right here is straight legit. So basically what this movie is, as you heard in my review previously, it's a found footage anthology film, and it's basically being the first part of it's being recorded from a cop's vest camp, and then he finds this tape that has a bunch of different, like 3 different stories of just craziness, and it's all found footage style. And this movie is just This movie is on point. Like I said, this is top 3. And the only reason it didn't hit number 2 or 1 because the next two I'm going to show you in this top 5 are just, they're legendary in my opinion. But yeah, definitely fear footage. Definitely, if you get a chance, you got to check this one out. Like I said, I'm shocked that this one made number 3 all time. Not just recent, all time number 3. Fear footage. Alright, now number 2 came out a few years back. It spawned some pretty shitty sequels, but the original one was legit. So, and I think you guys might know what it is, and that is the original Paranormal Activity. This hits number 2 for me because it was, the way it was filmed was great. The when they drug her down the hallway close to the end was amazing, and just a build up. This is a film that shows you how building up is done right. It's little things here, little things there, and then bam, you get this big climactic fuck you at the end. I know a lot of people don't like it because it's like, oh well, it's a whole movie of her standing there, blah blah blah. No, I love it. I think this is the second, like I said, this is the second best, in my opinion, found footage movie of all time. I love this movie. I still watch it to this day. I even did their little Patreon thing, and I got on the credits. My name is in there on the credits, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, definitely if you get a chance, if you haven't seen this yet, where have you been, under a rock? This movie's been out forever now. But definitely, if you get a chance, check it out. Trust me, it's a good film. Now, the other ones, 2 and 3 were good, but then after that, man, it got trashed. The last 3 films in this series were just garbage. But the first 3 were pretty decent. This being the best, though. So, yeah. Number 2 is Paranormal Activity. Now, I'm going to throw out a couple honorable mentions before I jump into number 1. My first honorable mention has to be The Fourth Kind. And that is not an all found footage movie, but there's clips of actual footage that happened in it. And basically what The Fourth Kind is it's a Mila Jovovich movie where it shows you what happened to this woman in Alaska when she basically, her family disappeared. Her kid disappeared. And they don't know where he's at. And she claims that he was abducted by aliens. And Mila Jovovich plays this character. And so there's some sequences where they show the acting part and then the actual footage part. So that, my friends, is a damn good movie. If you haven't checked that out, definitely check out The Fourth Kind. And then my second honorable mention has to be The Gallows, which is a found footage movie that takes place in school. That's where I believe the whole Charlie challenge happened, started stemming from. I do apologize for this. But The Gallows is a movie about this group of teenagers trying to sabotage a play that their school was throwing, because years back they did the same play and there was an accident and one of the actors actually hung himself in real life and died. Well, they go into the school at night to try to sabotage it, and then they're being chased by this ghost of Charlie, the hangman. So definitely check that out. That's a real good found footage one. And I hear that they made a number 2. I haven't seen it yet. I don't know if it's found footage or not, but I'm definitely interested in checking that out. But if you haven't seen it, definitely check out The Gallows. Now, it's time for your boy Horror Gamer's number 1 found footage movie of all time. And what is that, you're asking? I'm going to have to go with The Blair Witch Project. This, my friends, started it all. This movie right here, I remember everybody back when I was a kid saying that this was real and these people were never seen again. People were actually going to Maryland trying to find the Blair Witch. This movie stemmed a whole generation of just people wanting to find this Blair Witch and look for these people, man. I will never forget. And it had a couple sequels. Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2, which was crap. It wasn't a found footage movie. And then they just had one recently that's supposed to be the direct sequel to this, just called Blair Witch, which was okay, and they actually show the witch at the end in that one, but this is still, in my opinion, the greatest found footage movie of all time. This movie freaked me out as a kid because I could not imagine fucking being in the woods, lost, being chased by something, and then at the end when they come up to that house, that house, man, that house still gets me to this day. But definitely, if you haven't seen this movie, you definitely gotta fucking watch the Blair Witch Project. In my opinion, this started the whole found footage craze, man. Definitely check this out. So, but alright, horror horde, that's been your boy Horror Gamer's top 5 found footage movies of all time. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Are any of these on your top 5? Is your top 5 completely different? Let me know in the comment section. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. Hit the dingly ding ding button. That way you know when your boy Horror Gamer throws up these top 5s or unboxings or true ghost stories or movie reviews or anything, that you're in the know and you know when it's happening. And with all that being said, Horror Horde, I love you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time and watching these videos, commenting, because my comment section is blowing up. And thank you to everybody who's subscribing, because my subscribers, it's going up at a rapid rate. And